Sierra Whiskey 007.
Bonjour, hello, and welcome to Max Mountain World. Welcome to a beautiful sunny day. 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just heading off. I'm heading out. Prepared the car a little bit. I'll show you in a minute what I've been doing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go hunting for places to stick the big antenna up. Not always a good thing to do, because you can find yourself somewhere at this time of year you can't go up the top of anywhere because there's just too much snow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for places that have the particular aspects that I want. East in the mornings, west at nights, or in the afternoons or whatever. Nights are still barred from curfews and things like that. But I'm going to go and visit a few places that I think this could work. Where I could have an attack on just whatever's out there, whatever I can do. So here's a quick recce of what I've prepared in the car. Now, the President Lincoln radio, I still have it in bits because I'm waiting on parts coming for it. As soon as that's done, I'm going to do a couple of videos on the repairs and what I've done, why I've done it, etc. And then it gets permanently installed back into the car here. So until then, I've got something rigged up here that's pretty neat. As ever in the back here, I've got all the full kit here, everything I need should the car break down in the middle of nowhere. This is all the radio gear, cables, wires, tools, odds and ends of stuff, everything I might need. If it's used once in the car, it stays in the car. Here's the Moxon antenna, the buttons for it. Here's the mounting poles and the actual cross beam just in front of the seat there. So heading round to passenger side. Of course, the tripod set up for filming and stuff, and I've managed to get the front of the radio fixed into the dash here, which I'm really chuffed with the way that's working. It's all tuned up just now to the, there we go, 12.6 volts, not bad. But it's all set up. I've got a speaker system in here, stereo speaker system, gives an excellent quality of audio, and that's it. The microphone's down the bottom. It's set up as per a power mic, so I don't need to lift it up to my mouth. Just sitting on my lap works fine, and that's basically how it's set up with all the phone mount and everything. It's all linked into USBs and whatnot, so it all keeps itself powered up. So while I'm running about, I do have the option of the radio there if I want to use it. It's connected to the mag mount, so I can monitor when I'm going, if there's any propagation or anything happening, or if anyone's about. And from there, when I set it all up, just a case of undoing the PL259 on the back of it and screwing the one in for the other antenna. So I've decided I'm going to be going to visit places, not people, obvious reasons. But that's my objective today. So I'm going to go and find some interesting places. I've got a rough idea of where I want to find. I've just got to go and find it. So I'm just heading down the mountain here, and straight ahead of us, and now, above the blue sign, is Les-Orres, my first port of call. I'm really curious to see what sort of aspect that has. And it's not just the actual places, but on the road to these places, quite often find some good stuff. Like down here, I've got a good place a little bit further down on the road, but I want to keep away from the beaten track. I want to keep away from people. There's nothing more annoying than trying to do something with the radios and people keep coming up, oh, what you doing, what's that, and all that stuff. Nice to get a bit of privacy and find somewhere really, really secluded. So this is Les-Orres, which I'll just get back to that in a minute. Just to explain what I do here, I've got an old GPS unit here, which I've got on, I suppose you could call it compass mode. But it does give me a direction when I'm driving, and it does give me a speed and stuff, and altitude. So, useful information when I'm approaching somewhere. ski stations themselves aren't too great for a number of reasons. One, they tend to be north facing and in a sort of bowl effect sort of thing. You don't get much of an aspect. I'll show you that in a minute. The other thing is, at this time of year, still plenty of snow around, as you can see behind me, which kind of makes it awkward for going a little bit off the beaten track, as I've said. And the other thing is, there's a lot of metal stuff around. So I've got the car parked up here, and you know, there's metal lampposts, metal fencing, cars going past, people going past. Bonjour! And needless to say, chairlifts. There's a lot of stuff that can mess around with the signals and whatnot, metal roofs. So tend to find that these places, the best places to find, are actually on the way, because the mountain roads kind of they squiggle around and stuff. Now, just to get a bearing on where I am, straight ahead of us here is Les-Orres on the other side of the valley. You can just see all the ski pistes and stuff, and the rest of it's over to the right behind that black mountain ahead of us. So I'm going to go down the road a little bit here, just see where I can get out. Also, the trees can affect things, buildings, all sorts of stuff. So let's go and have a little look-see. One other little thing is, just while I'm sitting here, I might as well just check the prop. Of course, the other problem is that you're near a station, and there's a lot of electrical stuff that'll give you interference too. So let's go and take a wee look down the road a bit. So I'll just head down just a little bit. I was up here once before, a couple of years ago, and did a little bit of DXing on the radio, but just with the mag mount, not with a mast antenna or anything. You can see as we're coming down here, heading to a south facing slope, and of course the snow's gone here. So there are all sorts of factors to take into account. Plenty of places at the side of the road here, little picnic areas or entrances to forestry areas or whatever. So needless to say, wherever I go, the views are just spectacular, stunning. What a beautiful day for it too. Now obviously on the left here you can see a building and some other stuff, but that's private property, metal fences. I don't want to go anywhere near that. So just going to head down now a little bit further. Down here on the left is a little spot, and I was hoping it wouldn't be snowy. So I'm going to go and check that out now. I've been here before with the car, as I say, so let's just go off-road. A little bit damp, but no chance of getting stuck. If I do, I have all the gear in the boot to get me unstuck. And let's have a little look. Okay, so obviously I can get the car further up if I need to. Last time I did this, I got up to the top piece here, which just gave me a bit of leeway, a bit clearance away from metal things. This is metal, but it shouldn't cause a problem if I'm far enough away from it. And it's not exactly too difficult. There's a mounting pole for me, but it's in plastic. See how solid it is. Not very. Oh well. But yeah, I could come up here again. Just in front of me here, again the views. Looking round to the north now, not too many mountains immediately next to me there. Heading away east, looks good. South, well clear in the mountains on the other side. West, a little bit dodgy. I can get round to about southwest, round to about eastish. Good place. Altitude 1600, 1550 meters. So yeah. So that's one candidate right there. Downside of that is it's a sewage treatment plant, so whatever I'm doing, I want to be upwind. It's absolutely stinking. And there's a station a real long ahead of us, just to the left of the snow area of the mountain ahead. just arrived at another station along, Sialak. I don't know exactly how that's supposed to be pronounced. Hopefully I got that right. But I like it here, and it's quite good because it's in a big plain at the bottom of the ski slopes, and not a busy place, as you can see from the road up. Bit of a mental place to get to. So down here I'm pointing southeast just now. So the east thing might be blocked a bit by the mountain to the left. We'll take a wee spin round in a minute, because a bit further down I think I spotted a good place. Just came past it on the way up. So ahead is the ski slopes, needless to say empty. A lot of good skiing up there, but not just now. Just heading back away again, northwest, the opposite direction, and again, too many high mountains about here. So even that little spot that I thought a little bit further down, no, it's going to have that huge mountains to the side. Okay, onward. My next stop, Puy-Saint-Vincent. I'll write it in. And yeah, I've come to the top. There's 3 stations to this one. I've been here before a few times, and I've come to the very top, as high as I can go. And the aspect, the car, I've left the Saxo pointing exactly east. So you can see to the east, and maybe a bit south of it, I've got a bit of an aspect. These mountains here aren't going to cause me any bother at all. Round as far as about here-ish. So taking that to be north, if I want it, or north-ish, sort of behind there. And behind here, nothing else really. I wouldn't be able to do much with this. It's all kind of hopeless. But again, as usual, beautiful, beautiful place.
Veramente vado a prendere 2 o 3 cose in questa pasticceria qua. I ragazzi qua sono siciliani, uno è di Messina, è un messinese proprio verace, e l'altro deve essere, se non sbaglio, di Milazzo, Barcellona, quei posti lì. Fanno delle cose.
Oh, touch of Italy, but mind you, as the crow flies, I'm only 10 kilometres away from Italy, so not surprising.
Quella più buona che mi piace da morire, io faccio mischiare sempre caffè e pistacchio, ma che granita, ragazzi.
Unlike a couple of the other places as well, not really much in the way up this place. It's not like the last one where it's twisty roads, you end up with a big flat area. This one's perched on the side of a big bowl. So not a very good one. So far, the very first place up at Rialong is the best option. Have a wee look. It's also closer to home there too. I'm kind of gradually moving east along the valley and heading away from home. So now there's another aspect that it is further from home. So yeah, I'm going to go and look at another random place. This one's... Here we go. So as I say, the next one's a bit of a random one. It's not a ski resort, although a lot of people do ski there. I've been meaning to go there for ages, but never really had the opportunity recently. So I'm going to shut this window a bit. And yeah, just I want to go and check it out, because I have been there before with the radio gear. So a little bit of a trip, beautiful drive, and probably one of the most beautiful drives around here. So what I'll do is I'll do a video of going up there. I'll have to do it sped up because it's quite a distance, and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. I'll give you more information when I get there. This is the Col du Lotteret, 2,050 metres altitude. That's just over 6,500 feet, and it's another planet. I'm going to have a quick look around, then I'll point out the radio stuff. This is quite a popular place, and it's going to be a bit of wind here, so I'm going to be shouting at the back of the camera. Hopefully that'll work. But I just came up the east side, and I'm about to look over the west side here. Obviously looking up to the north beyond us, and south here. So facing north you can see how much more snow and more coverage there is, and facing south you can see a lot of brown stuff and whatnot. So just a lot of tourists about, very popular all year round when you can get to it in the winter, that is. This is the road up. Going down there, next stop La Grave, and then you have the turnings for Les Orres and just after Alpe d'Huez. You can see the brown effects of the snow, the sand that's blown up in storms from the Sahara in the north of Africa. Guys skiing, guys doing, you can just see the sailboat, kite surf they call it. Ski marks everywhere. I mean, there's not a lift in sight. There's not a chairlift here. Even if they were working, they're not here, and yet the place is virtually skied out. Some people have even done the high stuff. Yeah, okay. I'm sure probably marked up that on the way up there's these posts at the side of the road so that they can find the road when it snows. When it snows here, it snows a lot. This stuff's all compressed down, and across there it would have been a couple of metres high at least. And you can see from the equipment that they use, that's the sort of kit that they use for clearing the place. It is massive, you can see, compared to the two guys hovering about it. Again, a lot of people just looking the other way now. A lot of people have skied it out, snowboarded it out. Got to get the dogs in. And yeah, this stuff, cafes and stuff are open till curfew time, but only for carry-outs and not for sitting in or sitting around or whatever. You basically sit on what you can find. Just rattle off a tour around here. No point in zooming in, or I'd be at this all day. Someone's got antennas up here, but they're just normal communications, not my type. Guys that have been down from skiing. And one of the most magnificent buildings in the Alps, the Lotteret Lodge and Spa Hotel. Look at that for a frontage. Pretty amazing. So heading back to the car now, just have a wee look south. Just behind us here, can't quite see it yet, but I'll explain in a second. But yeah, looking over towards the north direction, this is the road that takes you up to the Col de Galibier, which is one of the famous Tour de France routes. And almost every year it's up there. It's closed just now. It won't be open for another few weeks. They may be open just the beginning of it. You can see people have actually used the road to walk up and ski down that little bit, or snowboard down that little bit. Again, look at the height of the snow, and that's compressed. You know, 3-4 metres. Behind here, as I was about to say there, this is where they do the kite surf. It's over the other side. Pretty sure the snow will be solid enough for me to walk on, so I'll go and have a little look up there before I finish up. Yeah, so I'll just head back over here. Let's see what's under this. Is it a snowboarder or is it a skier? This stuff, incredibly hard. When it was first falling, you wouldn't actually be physically capable of doing this because it'd be about twice as tall as any human. So, whoa. Altitude getting to me a bit, stop for a breather. Oh, just a wee head poking up there. He's gonna let it. where Eck is sitting. Eck is pointing directly south. So you can see the west and a bit, or east even, and a bit southeast, and it's possible maybe a little bit southish, pretty good to the west, and north, no, don't think so. So I thought I had problems at Les-Orres with icicles and stuff. Look at the size of them guys. Wow. Just where it forms off the snow melting off the roof. And it's such a gradual thing because it just does it bit by bit, more and more as the sun gets higher up, approaching summer. So that's it for today. Visited 4 places. The first one, probably the best one because it's closest, although here would be the best one for the actual radio properties. You get less land drag, you get more of a reflection off the snows. So if I have the time, an hour and a half it takes to drive here in total. The other one, the first one, maybe 30-40 minutes or so. But just out and about, nice to get out and about. Since its repair, the car has been fantastic. Today, no problem, as you probably saw on the way up. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll just roll out with what's happening or what's not happening on the radio. I'll give that a little look in a minute. So until the next video, thanks very much for watching. Remember, subscribe down the bottom left there. When you have done, if you click the alert bell, you'll be notified of future uploads from Max Mountain World. So again, thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for your participation. Until the next video, ciao. Remember, think safe, be safe.